Hey guys, thanks for watching my Draw My Life. I was born on Long Island, New York in September 1983 to a loving mom, a loving dad, two older brothers, and then there was me. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad owned his own business. He was a painter, house painter, and I did normal kid things. I played soccer, played with sticks, blah blah blah. But I actually ended up hating sports, and I still do to this day. I had a lot more fun doing science experiments, or puzzles and crafts and stuff like that. When I was in school, I was actually a very shy kid. People didn't know if I talked, maybe there was something wrong with me. I was just extremely shy. So forget about talking to girls, even though I really wanted to and tried to build up the courage. I usually didn't build up the courage. So being the third child and 10 years younger than my brothers, my parents were getting a little older and they have a little bit more money, so they wanted to travel, but they had this young kid, so I went with them. I went on at least a dozen different cruises, all different vacation spots, Caribbean, Florida, California, so many different places. I actually started working with my dad on Saturdays, so I went to school during the week and then worked with him on Saturdays, and then I ended up working during the summers as well, so I didn't really have a summer break. I went to work, but it was cool because I got to make money. And then I eventually graduated high school and I started thinking, do I want to go to college? No, school was not a thing for me. I didn't enjoy it, and being that I was working with my dad, I was really enjoying painting, and I thought it would be cool to own a business one day. So I ended up not going to college and working with my dad. So after I graduated high school, I worked full-time with my dad, Monday through Saturday, and I was able to afford my first cell phone, I bought my first car, I paid for insurance, and then 9/11 happened, and it was just the craziest thing. I wasn't directly affected, family or friends or anything, but it was still a very crazy thing to watch. So I was so excited driving around in my new car, and one day it was so hot, the air conditioner was broken, I fell asleep at the wheel and swerved out of control and got into an accident. Luckily I didn't hit anybody else, nobody hit me, nobody got hurt, I didn't get hurt, so I walked away clean and I started saving up for another car, and it took me about 4 months. I bought a used Toyota Camry from the paper and finally got a new car. Eventually a fight came out between other members of my family and I was left in the middle. I was not on either side, I was just witnessing it, and eventually my two brothers and sister-in-law decided to move to New Jersey. And I was very sad because like part of my family was moving away, parts of my family weren't talking to each other. It was just a crazy little time. Around this time my dad decided to retire. He was 55 years old and he was ready to retire, so I was the only one left and he wanted to give the business to me. Honestly, I was a little bit scared to take it on by myself and I really didn't want to do that, and I don't know if I wanted to be here without my brothers, so I decided to move to New Jersey, and my brothers actually did the same thing in New Jersey, painting business, and I decided to move to New Jersey with them and work with them. But eventually my mom and dad also decided to move to New Jersey, so we actually moved all together and I lived with them. So very happy also because my family started to talk to each other again and they made peace, so that was great. When I moved to New Jersey, I didn't know anybody besides my brothers and my parents, so I decided to go online and join Match.com. And I remember I subscribed to a 3-month subscription, and I didn't think anything was really going to happen from it. But a girl emailed me, and we got to talking through email, and eventually we talked on the phone, and this girl was amazing. She seemed to be every single thing that I ever wanted to be with. She was funny, smart, just awesome in general. Her name was Liz. So Liz and I decided to meet at Ruby Tuesdays. And we actually had a official date the next day, and we went to the movie theater and we saw Dodgeball, and we held hands, and we went mini golfing earlier that day. Little did I know that my life was just about to begin. So she was home on summer break, and that summer we tried to see each other every single day. We lived an hour apart, so it was an hour drive to there and an hour drive back, and we had so much fun with stupid little things. Applebee's, we went to the boardwalk, the beach, we did so many things. We spent all day, all night with each other, and then we went back home to sleep and then pretty much go back to see each other the next day. It was such an amazing summer. So August came and Liz had to go back to Indiana for college. It was her last year, so that was the plus side. But we decided to talk every single day on the phone and stay together. So eventually she graduated and I flew out there, helped her pack up, and we drove back home to New Jersey with huge smiles on our faces. I then decided that I wanted to marry this girl, so I went shopping for engagement rings. I eventually found one that I loved and I thought that she would love, and I bought it. So one Saturday, we went to one of our favorite restaurants at the time, Johnny Carino's, and we went to Seaside Heights and we spent the day there, and I had this ring in my pocket all day. I was so nervous about losing it, so nervous. And then at night when it got a little bit darker, we went on the beach with a beach blanket, we sat there, and I proposed to her, and she said yes. Once we were engaged, we decided that we wanted to move in with each other, and we wanted a sort of long engagement, 2.5 years it ended up being. So we got our keys, we were so excited, we bought furniture, we adopted Lulu. A few months later, we adopted Brady, and we started our unofficial family. This was also right around the time when my mother passed away. It was an extremely sad time for me, but I was so happy to have Liz, and she supported me, and she helped me through it. At this time, I was very into watching YouTube. I used to watch Charles Trippy, Shay Carl, Philip DeFranco, and I was so inspired. I wanted to make videos and put them on YouTube, but I was too shy. I didn't know what to talk about, and I didn't do anything about it. So finally, after so much planning and so much money and time, we finally got married on November 8th, 2008, and a few months later we bought our first house that we currently live in now, and it was just an awesome, amazing time. And there were so many things we had to learn, like we have a pool. I've never had a pool before. So many things to learn with the pool, taking care of the yard, we needed lawnmowers, and it was a great time. So neither one of us ever pictured having kids, but eventually we were like, okay, let's have a kid. So we found out that we were pregnant for the first time, and it was very exciting. It was also very scary at the same time. But we learned that we lost the baby. We found out that it was a boy and it had trisomy 18, which is a genetic abnormality. We were devastated. We were so upset. It was such a hard time, and we eventually got through it. And it was nice to have each other. But then we found out we got pregnant again. It was so exciting. Once again, very happy and also scared. But this time around, we were a little bit more paranoid because we were afraid of something like that happening again. So we're all pregnant, going through month by month. Liz is getting sicker and sicker. She's got horrible morning sickness, backaches, restless leg syndrome, so many things. But it was just an amazing time, just waiting for little Sophia to come. So I started thinking about my life and my job, and I start to think I want more out of life. I want more out of my job. So I decided to go back to college in the medical field and go for radiology, X-ray tech. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna do it. So it was around this time where I started getting back into YouTube. I was like, you know what? I want to look up all the old people that I used to watch. Charles Trippy, Shay Carl, Philip DeFranco. I also discovered new people like Floof TV, It's Judy's Life, Boyfriend vs. Girlfriend, and I was like, you know what? I should do something this time. Should I do it? I don't know what to record still, but you know what? I'm just gonna put a freaking video out. I'm just gonna do it. I am just gonna do it. And I did. I put out a couple stupid little videos, and that was the beginning of it. And then I decided to start the daily vlogging because I saw CTFXC, Charles Trippy, was doing it. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that. That looks cool. So I started learning iMovie and editing, and eventually I saved up for Final Cut Pro, and that's currently what I use now. And yeah, I was loving it. So finally, after 9 months of baking, Sophia was ready to come out. So she was born. It was such an amazing time. My God, it is happiness in its rawest form. If you've never had a kid before, that's what it is. It was an amazing time once again. We were just loving life. So at this point in life, I have a house, an awesome wife, an awesome daughter, and 2 cats, and things are just going pretty well. I am pursuing a career in college in radiology, and I don't want to say this because it's cliche, but this is not the end. This is the beginning. So back to the YouTube thing. I finally made videos, and I continued with it, and I found my niche. And at this point, I have over 650 subscribers, more than I ever imagined I would ever have. I thought it would be crazy if I ever reached 50. And eventually, I got signed with Full Screen and Vlog Union. And I can't express to you guys how much I love making these videos. I love sharing my life with you guys. I love you guys. And I want to thank you guys so much, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have gone this far. I wouldn't have made this video. I would not be signed with Full Screen. And I wouldn't be doing what I love, which is making these videos for you guys. So thank you so much. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my Draw My Life, and don't forget to subscribe to watch daily vlogs, and don't forget to also hit that like button if you can, please. So I'll see you guys in the vlogs.